What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eye Bright, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 9, my early access review, recap, breakdown. So obviously, spoiler warning for Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6 as a whole. If you haven't seen the episode yet, go watch it, come back, as I don't want to spoil anything for you. This is probably for the people who watched it on AMC Plus or Premiere on Thursdays, because the episode airs on Sunday now on AMC, but you have early access on Thursdays. And if you loved all things Walking Dead, hit that subscribe button, become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family, today. Now, the episode starts with June, and it ends with June. June is burying her husband, John Dory. Very sad. It's really going to affect the story in a major way. John's death, I know it sucks, guys, but it's one of those things that it should help prolong the story, kind of like when Glenn died for Maggie. But either way, it still sucks, don't get me wrong. But she buries her husband. In the process, she keeps the hat and she finds his gun in the grave. She picks it up and she thinks about getting vengeance, which I would too, right? But she pushes her husband into the grave. She sees his gun there. She goes to reach for it and she grabs it, but she has one of Ginny's rangers watching her, so she can't do anything. Meanwhile, Ginny is trying to get a hold of Morgan. She's like, Morgan, just so annoying, right? I think this guy's name is Hill, and he sees the whole thing. And he's like, yep, put the gun down. She picked up the gun, and I don't think for sentimental reasons. Well, duh, she wants vengeance for the person who killed her husband. And Ginny's like, well, I tried. Yeah, I tried. And Ginny's just so annoying. But good news, guys. Wait till the end of the episode. It's awesome. Then we have Ginny buries her husband finally, puts the dirt on his body. It's terrible. Just like last week, the opening focused on John Dory. This time, it focuses on Ginny. And just like last episode, this person dies. We have our lineup, but no one dies in the lineup. Daniel gets hit by the end of a rifle, and he has a big gash on his head. And Morgan shows up, but he's wearing that plot armor, so he cannot die, right? They don't even fire a shot at him. They're like, nope, don't fire. Where's my sister? Dakota, where's this? Where's this? Give me those people. Nope, you're not going to see your sister again. It's like, well, wait a second. You can't do this because I have this. And it's just a whole episode is like, you have these people, so you can't kill me. Well, I have your sister, so you can't kill me, right? Haha, gotcha. You got, no, I got you. No, I got you. But Morgan spills the beans about Dakota and just everything about Lawton and Virginia and just everything. And it's just chaos for Ginny's people, and Strand steps up here, and the Strand fans go wild because Strand has his army, and it's his army, not Ginny's army. He points his fingers up like ready, and he turns on Ginny, and boom, he fires a shot, hits Ginny in the right shoulder, and she goes down. But then the next scene, she's like, nobody move! Because she has Grace at gunpoint. You're like, yeah, right, Ginny. You're probably 105, maybe 110 pounds soaking wet. That bullet would put you down and you're not going to move very well. And I actually busted out laughing here. But Grace is a hostage. Sarah's trying to reach for him, but then all hell breaks loose, right? It's Strand's people. Morgan tries to get away. He's like, get down. And it's all chaotic. So it's basically Strand's army versus Virginia's people. And Strand's army basically wins. And it's chaos. It's great. They put Grace and Daniel in the car. Hill drives away because Virginia is all about having hostages. Morgan knocks down one of the Rangers and is about to kill Virginia. You're like, do it, right? And Strand's like, nope, we want her. What are you doing? And basically, that'd be too easy. So it doesn't happen. Morgan does not kill Virginia. Virginia is like, you'll never see Grace and Daniel again. You need to be alive. Again, it goes throughout the whole episode. But Strand's like, we want her alive. Don't do it, Morgan. We're gonna hunt you down. And he shoots at the SUV that drives away. Morgan patches up Virginia. It's ironic. It's just full circle, coming back around. They go to the water tower that was knocked down. But Morgan patches up Virginia. How ironic, right? But we find out a couple things here. Morgan spills the beans about who saved him. And it's funny because this is where Morgan was saved and now he's saving Virginia. So I guess it's not funny, but it's just a phrase. But we find out that Dakota is not Virginia's sister. She is Virginia's daughter. Very soap opera feel, right? But Morgan says, look, is this Dakota's handwriting? And Virginia knows it, of course, right? Then she freaks out. She gets all upset. And she's like, I need to see her. I need to tell her. Morgan's like, what do you have to tell her, right? And that's when she spills the beans about being Dakota's mom. Sherry shows up and tracks Morgan and Virginia down. Morgan wants to save Jenny for a little bit longer. She crawls under a log and then a walker comes. We only see one walker in this episode, I believe, right? But of course, Jenny goes underneath the log and this one walker is there like, right, I guess COVID precautions. But Sherry has her in her sights and about to pull the trigger. Sherry could shoot her and it would be over, but nope, it would be too simple, right? But like I said, it doesn't happen. Sherry is about to take the shot, but who steps up? Morgan. Boom. It reminds me a lot of Morgan and Jesus when they fought on The Walking Dead. It's kind of a similar thing here. Sherry is about to turn on Morgan and Morgan puts her down. And I mean, he knocks her down. He doesn't kill her. But she says, you're just as bad as she is. And Morgan's like, what? What'd you say? And then they go away. And it's basically whatever Morgan wants to do, it happens. He prolongs Virginia's life and it works. He takes her back to the dam, the settlement that he's working on. And I have to say, they've done a lot here, right? But they're fighting and there's just no way you feel bad for Virginia. But I think we're supposed to. The writers did some things that you're supposed to feel bad for, especially like she's Dakota's mom. But I'm like, I don't care. She needs to go. And luckily she does. Dwight and Al are like, what are you doing, Morgan? Why are you bringing this chick here? Because they end up bringing everybody to this location. So everybody knows where Morgan's place is now, right? But they go inside and they have a lot of stuff done here. They got a lot of crops. They got a church. They got a couple buildings. They've been pretty busy here for sure, right? And it's funny when Jenny's like, yeah, it reminds me of this. And Alicia's like, we're not here to reminisce. Shut up, right? But Jenny's not doing so well. And basically, again, everybody goes to Morgan's community settlement and we're going to have another big showdown. It's like showdown after showdown after showdown, building up, building up, building up. But again, they have a lot of stuff here. They have a church. That's where Dakota is in. And it's kind of cool to see they have all this stuff done, but is it realistic? How much time has passed? I don't know timelines of things. They don't really tell us like 6 months or 6 weeks or 6 days or whatever. But Strand shows up. And Al's on the radio like, Strand's here, and he brought his people. Sherry's here, she brought her people. I wonder if she's like, oh, SWAT truck. I missed that SWAT truck. Give me back my SWAT truck. But Sherry drives away in it at the end. So you got Strand's people and Sherry's people, and they all want Virginia. But do they get her? Nope. Althea's on the radio, and she's relaying the message from Morgan to Strand, and she's trying to get stuff done. And Morgan decides what to do, and the plan is... The new plan now is that Morgan is going to take Virginia outside and execute her because Virginia says she doesn't want to be given up to Strand or Sherry because they're going to make her suffer. You let me do this and I'll take my medicine. You kill me, make it quick, make it swift, but I want Dakota to stay here and be safe and sound. So she's going to give herself up so Dakota can stay at the community. Right now, at this point, Jenny did not get to see Dakota and tell her anything. Morgan's about to execute Jenny, but he thinks about things, how she was terrible, what she did, and we're going to be no better than her. Jenny's like, do it, hurry up, do it. What are you doing? Why are you prolonging it? Morgan doesn't do it. He takes Jenny back inside to go talk to Dakota because he doesn't want things after Jenny to start on a bad light. So he takes Jenny in to talk to Dakota. We have to have this big communication and this big showdown or this big talk between Jenny and Dakota, right? It needs to happen. So Dakota is chained up. She's a prisoner inside the church, which is good, right? Because if you ain't trust her, you just killed John. What you doing? I don't know what you're doing. You a psycho? No, you're going to stay in there by yourself. She's in solitary. But either way, it's going to be the talk with Jenny and Dakota, and Jenny's going to come clean. And it's trying to be emotional. It's trying to be like, okay, we feel for these people, right? Dakota hates Jenny. Jenny was a young mom and her parents were upset about it and they looked down on Virginia. But Dakota is like, I don't care about any of this. But either way, Dakota finds out that she is Jenny's daughter. And it's kind of a sad moment, kind of a nice moment. But again, I don't care about Virginia at all. And I don't care about Dakota at all now. She's like, she can go away. She was pretty cool and I thought she could be a good character, but then she killed John. So you're like, nah. But Morgan goes back out and tells everybody, look, we're not giving you Virginia. People come in here. We can set things right. We can do things better our way. June goes in. Everybody shows up and they go into Morgan's settlement. Grace, Morgan, they finally have their talk, they get to see face to face, and they hug, and maybe their romance is blossoming here. It should be, right? And I guess Morgan's gonna help raise the boy. Grace calls it a boy she doesn't know, she's just hopeful, and it's a nice moment. There are some nice moments in this episode, and overall it's a pretty good episode. Kind of predictable about certain things, but the rabbi gives a note to June that John wrote when he didn't think he was going to see her again, so I guess it's the last note in correspondence from John to June. Sherry and Dwight talk, and Dwight wants Sherry and her group to go into Morgan's settlement, but of course that's not happening because that would be too easy, right? And it's kind of sad that Dwight did all this for Sherry, and Sherry doesn't really want anything to do with him. She's like, yeah, I wanted to kill her and I could have, but it wouldn't have helped with anything. And yeah, it's just putting things in the past and I'm not there yet. So she drives away in a SWAT truck and she leaves Dwight there. So who knows what's going to happen there. Strand and Alicia talk, and Strand could be turning towards a villain because he doesn't want anything to do with this place. This doesn't suit him. He's doing his own thing. He's got his own people now, his own group, his own army. He's kind of a leader. So could Strand become a bad guy? That'd be pretty cool to see. I want to see a good guy turn bad and a bad guy turn good. But Alicia stays at Morgan's place and Strand rides away on his horse. So he is taking over Lawton, I guess. I don't know. With Ginny soon to be gone, we'll find out what happens there. But Alicia's like, what am I going to do with this guy? What's going to happen with Strand and Alicia? Can't wait to find out. But Ginny is sleeping, Rufus is licking her face and wakes her up, and it's kind of funny. And they patched her up because June is a nurse. She took the bullet out, and Ginny's gonna make it, right? She's got the chain on her leg, and she's in the church now, so she replaced Dakota. Dakota's out and about. Ginny's there as the prisoner, and June patched her up. Probably like, man, I should have took you out. You can see June's like not happy with any of this, right? But the plan is now that Morgan is going to let Ginny go. Ginny, Dakota, get out of here. If we ever see you again, we're going to take you out. Go down by the river. The Rangers won't find you that way. Just go do that and you'll be okay. Morgan and Alicia leave to go get Dakota so they can leave. June says, I want to change out her bandage. So she's trying to like patch her up so she'll be okay when she's out and about on her own. But June talks about that she had a daughter and she died and the whole circumstance was terrible and maybe she's paying for it now. And Ginny tries to sympathize for her, be like, look, you wanted to protect your daughter. I would do anything to protect my daughter. And that's what she was doing. She said she would do anything to protect her daughter, meaning Dakota. So Ginny basically spilled the beans that she knew what Dakota was capable of and what she did by killing Cameron. That pisses June off. June turns around, takes out the gun that Dakota used to kill John. And June's probably like, all right, this is it. She points the gun at Ginny, and June is not messing around. Ginny is begging for her life. She's like, no, no, no. And June doesn't care. Boom! Shoots her straight in the head and kills her. Eye for an eye, right? So we kind of thought that June would be the one to kill Dakota or Ginny or both. Well, she killed Ginny and it's great. And she walks out the church like a boss, puts on John's hat, kind of looking like Comic Andrea, walking down the path. Dakota runs to the church and sees Ginny is dead. She wanted that all along, right? But were they going to be buddies now? I guess who cares, right? Because June walks away. She got her vengeance, taking out Ginny. So June saved Virginia's life twice, and she also ended her life. So that's the way the episode ends. June walks away. Everybody looks at June like real dramatic, like, oh my God, what did she do? What did she do? What did she do? And she walks down the path to the car. Maybe she drives away. We don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Another good episode. Thank you guys. Stay safe. And tell them, Daryl.